Hi everybody, welcome. I'm Christy. Before we get started, I just want to make it very clear to each and every one of you that you don't deserve this and that none of this is your fault. Today I am going to discuss, in my opinion, the only way to defeat a narcissist in court or really any other situation in life is something that likely, probably most of you aren't going to want to hear or will believe or accept right off the bat. This is to be expected. I was in your position, trust me. I get it. Eventually, you'll get to the point of realization. It comes to each of us, individually when we're ready. Best I can do is offer you my advice from my 19 years of experience of dealing with a narcissistic husband, a 3.5-year trial case, whatever you want to call it. I've been through the ringer with it. I get it. I understand it. It sucks. But the most important thing that I can advise you guys to remember is you can't fix them. They are not like you. There is no amount of, explanations and negotiations and pleas and I love yous and anything in the world that are going to derail their plan, so to speak. And it is a plan. They have a plan laid out. They are one step ahead of you in every direction that you can possibly think, turn, or look. The hoovering and the love bombing and when they feel, I guess, like insecure about their plan, it's a ploy. It's a game. It's not anything but that. There is no fixing them, and I hate to say this, but it is the truth. And when you are up front and facing them, of course, if they feel like you are going to, one, expose them or get over them or defeat them, which is going to be your plan because, it kind of has to be. They are going to do anything that they can to, switch your goalposts. With that in mind, you need to remember to stay one step ahead of them. Do not tell them anything that you're doing. Obviously, you're going to need to document everything down. You're not going to want to, because you're going to want to put all of your trust and your faith and your hope into scrounging up or managing some way of fixing this godforsaken relationship, which you, I think, subconsciously know is extremely toxic. But because of the trauma bonds and the insecurities and your attachment issues, you're going to want to protect this relationship that you've been, in all reality, miserable in for however long of a time. The honeymoon period with the narcissistic relationship is short-lived, and after the mask starts to fall off, it really truly in hindsight is misery. It's hell. It's horrible. It's a living nightmare. But for some reason, we all, because of these trauma bonds, try to protect the very thing that was bringing us down. So throughout the process of, discard or divorce or just finding the strength to walk away, you need to remember this. Like, I cannot instill it in you anymore that you cannot fix them. If they truly do not have narcissistic personality disorder and down the road they decide to seek help and become a better person, so be it. But just remember, that is not your job. It's not going to happen. And accepting this is probably the only way that you are ever going to be able to one, find closure, to find the willingness and the strength and the courage to want to move on, be able to move on, and to get through this without everything that they ask for. I fell into that category. I can't say that I defeated my narcissistic spouse in court, because I didn't. I totally didn't. I laid flat on my back and I basically was like, here you go. It wasn't until, way down the road, well into the process that I kind of woke up. I remembered who I was, and I realized that this is the case. And by then it was too late. I had signed stuff that I shouldn't have signed, and it is what it is. But that's here nor there. And what happened to me can't be undone. But I'm hoping to share my story so that it doesn't happen to you. It is imperative that you guys stay head above them. Don't let them Don't sign anything. Don't do anything without representation. Don't listen to anything that they're trying to tell you. Just seriously, if you can. You know, I had kids involved. I get no contact sometimes isn't an option, but very, very minimal conversation. If they ask you anything about the divorce hearings, just tell them, defer to your lawyers, defer to your lawyers. The other thing I want to say about the lawyer situation, and you know, mine were great. I can't really trash mouth them, but you want to find somebody who specializes in this kind of relationship. It's not going to be easy, but ask your lawyer straight up. I mean, just be honest. You know, have him be honest or her be honest with you if they are familiar with dealing with such relationships and such cases. If they're not, find somebody else or take the initiative. Ask them if they're willing to, you know, do a little bit of research on them. They should. That's their job. Their job is to be able to defend your particular case. And unfortunately, they didn't have the education that, again, in hindsight, I would have wished that they would have had, but it's not too late for you. And I would demand it. I would demand it, or I would find a different lawyer. Yeah. So truly the most important thing to remember, one, you don't deserve this. Two, you're not going to fix them, period. You are not going to fix them. It may take some serious time to get through your heads. You are not going to want to believe it. You're going to want to change the stars and be convinced that you are the one person who is going to be able to do this, because you're going to feel sorry for them. Like I said, the trauma bond, it's crazy, it's intense, and it takes over our brains. However, it's not going to happen. And I apologize for anybody that I'm offending or upsetting. And I get it. You may not be ready to hear it, but it is the stone cold, bitter truth, baby. So best of luck to you all. I hope that at least some of you out there will let this sink in, and you know, remind yourself every single day when you wake up of who you are, that you don't deserve this, that you can survive on your own, and that you can't fix them. All right, peoples, have a great day. Good luck to all of you. God bless. Well.